Thank you so much for visiting Ann-Gerd.com and to have a go on this pattern for the Bye Bye paper napkin. On this pattern you have the QR code. This will actually take you to this YouTube video. You have the abbreviation for the stitches where I've made the drawing of the stitch and I've written that's a chain, and these two stitches are double crochet 2 together. I'm going to explain that later. And then this is the symbol for a turn with 3 chains. You can see them here, all of them on the pattern. What tools you need? You need 2 crochet hooks, 4.5, 5.5 millimeters, a darning needle and a scissor to finish up. And for this pattern I used 50 grams of mercerized cotton. Get a good quality, which is mercerized, so it's going to be durable and last you a long wear and tear. The yardage is approximately on this type 125 meters, and the pattern shown here is the size of the paper napkin for which 50 grams is sufficient. I'm just going to show you, it would have approximately this size. It's a nice napkin size. You can easily wipe your hands and your mouth. You can even use it for after you've done that. You can use it in the kitchen for the real dirty cleaning if you have to pick up something not nice. To begin with, you make 35 chains. I've done that with a 5.5 millimeter hook because then the chain gets nice and big and it's easier for you to go through the bump on the back side of the chain. The napkin itself, I've worked it in 4.5 millimeters so that you get the pattern itself is not too dense. Now this is used and has been washed, so it's a little denser than the finished napkin would actually be. Now let's start working it. You make a chain just with your hands. Make this small beginner's loop. I'm not actually going to change needle size in this instruction, but if you should do it with the 5.5 hook. Start with that one and do all the chains. I'm just going to show you how you do the chains. I'll tighten the yarn a little after you put the crochet hook through the loop and make chains. Now the way you do that is you just pull the yarn through with the crochet hook like that, and you repeat. Pull the yarn through, pull the yarn through, and pull the yarn through. Now the first loop that I made, I'm not actually counting it. This is the chains. So here you have 4 chains. I'm just going to do a few so I can show you the pattern. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm not going to do more than that, but go all the way up to 35 chains. Now once you've done the 35th chain, you do 3 more, and those are the 3 you're going to use for turning your work. Now you have to do the double crochet 2 together. The first thing you do is put your hook behind the yarn and over like this. And then you find the bump on the back side of the chain. It's this one. And you go through with the yarn. Now you have 3 stitches on your hook and you go through 2 of them. Go behind the yarn again and go through the next bump. Now you have 4 stitches on your hook. Go through 2 of them so that these 2 guys look like each other. And then you go through all 3. So that's 1 stitch. This is the turning chain. So you do that again. Now the next stitch you go in the same circle here. Go through that one, go through 2 stitches, go behind and go through the next chain on the back, or bump on the back side of the chain actually, and then you pull through. So your stitch looks like this. And you repeat that all the way down. Go through the same one you just finished. Have 4 stitches, go through 2, go through all 3. Actually, here you see another reason for using a hook size larger when you work the first round. This one would like to curl up a little. That's not going to happen once you've used the cloth and it's been washed and stuff like that, and you just pull it, it stops curling. But since I'm using the same hook size, it does have a tendency to curl. I'm just going to finish up row, go through the same bump on the back, and then the last bump. I have 4 in your hook, go through 2 and go through 3. So that's basically the stitch. And you can see now in the bottom that it has the same definition in the below as it does on top. And that's basically it. You turn your work with 3 chains, go behind, go into the stitch, make half a double crochet, go through to the next stitch and make a half a double crochet and pull through all 3. So it looks like this. Repeat, go to the same stitch, go to the next stitch, the same stitch, the next stitch. So you actually work each, just going to pull it a little so you can see it. Each stitch is actually worked 2 times, and then you finish up the row. I'm just gonna do it a little fast, so I'm just gonna show you one more turn, because we go to the chains in the end. So don't finish here, not just yet. Just work the stitch again like you've done with all the other stitches. Go behind the work, and then you just work the top chain. Okay, this wool is not, it's a little tricky, but work the top chain like this and pull through, and I'm pulling through both of the tops. Again, you have 4 stitches, pull through 2, you have 3, and pull through all 3 of them. So your work looks like this. Work 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, go behind the yarn, and turn your work and work the first stitch once, the next stitch once, and then you worked the first double crochet 2 together here, and then you just continue, go through the same one, go through the next one, join all 3. So eventually you're going to get a nice straight edge when you work the stitches like this, as you see in the finished pattern here. The last thing I want to show you is how to change color. So you just finish your row, go into the chains, have 4 on your hook, go through 2 of them, now you have 3 on your hook, and now you drop your yarn and get the second color, and the new color you work through all 3 stitches, so it looks like this. You can tie up these 2 to hold the yarn. It depends on the mercerized cotton is a little more slippery than the wool I'm working in right now. So you chain 3, 1, 2, 3, turn the work, go behind, and start working your stitches again. So the color change will look like, the change of color will look like this on one side, like this on the other. Now when you weave in the ends, just weave in the gray one in the gray color, and the red one in the red color. So you get this really clear cut change of color. So again, here you can see why you need to use a bigger hook in the bottom chains. So it is, then it will become a proper square. But that's basically it. Thank you so much for visiting Ann-Gerd.com and for following this pattern. I hope it's going to help you kick out the paper napkins and go to these reusable cotton ones. Thank you so much for joining me here at Ann-Gerd.com. I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.